All right, thank you guys. Happy Tuesday to you. And if you really end up, enjoying this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up by hitting that like button. And if you haven't already joined the Brock Page delegation, please feel free to do that right now by tapping that subscribe button below. I'll tell you what, it never fails. Every once in a while, you just forget your lines to start the video. Literally right off the bat, like, what do I normally say here? But anyway, guys, we're going to start off with actually the Warriors squaring off against the Pistons, 7 p.m. Eastern start time in Detroit. The Warriors are the 4.5-point favorite on the road. Totals 226 flat. We're 7-2 with a push in our last 10 board member tier package picks on patreon.com/rockpage. We're also 5-1 in our last 6 extra daily picks on that site as well. And if you want to access today's extra daily pick, it's only going to cost you just $2.99. Now, if you want to join the community of over 775 handicappers who are signed up and active on that page, link for that site is in the description section below. And once again, that's patreon.com/rockpage. Now, the Pistons are plus $1.60 for an upset win in this contest here. Detroit is coming fresh off a game with Atlanta where they successfully covered the number. The Pistons actually scored 120 points in that contest, and they actually scored 119 points in their game before that. Jeremy Grant scoring over 21 points a night, along with 6 boards and a couple of blocks. Josh Jackson is also scoring over 17 a game, along with 6 rebounds and a couple assists himself. Now they're taking on a Golden State squad who's failed to cover the number in all 3 of their ball games this season. Golden State is scoring just 109 points per contest, and they're shooting a measly 37% from the field. Now when it comes to the total in this one, the Warriors are 2-0 to the over in their last couple of ball games. Detroit's 2-0 to the over in their last couple themselves. We're going to start off the video pretty much like we normally do with an underdog. Give me the underdog Detroit Pistons plus 4.5 and the over 226. And with that, guys, before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick time out and welcome you to the video. Got some lines and personal leans out for NBA here on a Tuesday. Once again, happy Tuesday to you. Hopefully you had a great start to your week. And hopefully we continue to just keep on winning on our Patreon site. We're pretty hot right now. And before we dive into some more free content right here on YouTube, just got to quickly remind you once again that we are 7-2 with a push in our last 10 board member tier package picks on patreon.com/brockpage. We're also 5-1 in our last 6 extra daily picks on that site as well. And if you want to access today's extra daily pick, it's only going to cost you just $2.99. And just remember, guys, when you sign up for a membership on Patreon, you get access to all the lesser expensive memberships absolutely free. And no, you did not mishear me. When you sign up for one of my memberships on Patreon, you instantly gain access to all the lesser expensive tiers absolutely free. The cheaper memberships are included with your purchase. That's something that I've never really touted much over the past couple of years, but that really is where all the value is, not only getting that package, but getting all the extra packages that are lesser expensive for free, giving you anywhere between 2 to 6 premium picks a day. Now, for those who are wondering what the difference is between my free picks here on YouTube and what I do on my Patreon site, what I do on Patreon is I make life a lot easier for you as I break down the daily card and focus in typically on just 3 to 4 premium selections per day. Now, they're my personal plays. They're games that I personally have action on. And I'll tell you this much, I'm having a lot more success betting on games that way versus wagering on every single game on the slate side in total like I do here with my free leans on YouTube. There is a tutorial video right on the Patreon homepage that'll show you how to easily navigate the site and use it. You can watch that video right now. It's right on the homepage. It's free. Don't have to sign up for anything to watch that. And we do currently have a community of over 775 handicappers who are signed up and active on that site. So if you want to join those folks and get in on the action, link for that site is in the description section below. And once again, that's patreon.com/BrockPage. And moving on, guys, we're going to take a look at the Raptors versus the Sixers, and that's going to be a 7 p.m. Eastern tip-off in South Philly. The Sixers are the 2-point favorite. Total's 217.5. Now, the Sixers have been absolutely dominant at home over the past couple of seasons. Really can't beat them at home. I think at least last year they won like 75% of their games at home. They've been really good in the Wells Fargo Center. They're also 2-1 straight up on the year this season, and they find themselves giving up just 104 points per contest. Very good defensively in this Doc Rivers era. Ben Simmons is scoring over 15 points a night, along with 8 rebounds and 6 assists. Ben's also recording 2 steals and a couple of blocks a game as well. Of course, Tobias Harris is also scoring over 14 points a game himself. 7 boards and a couple of assists for the 6'8 forward. Now they're taking on a struggling Toronto squad who lost their opening 2 games of the 2021 season. The Raps are giving up 116 points per contest, and they're allowing their opponents to shoot nearly 50% from the field. Now, when it comes to the total in this one, Toronto's season opener with the Pelicans stayed 17 points under the posted number for that contest. Meanwhile, Philly's 3-0 to the under for the season themselves. I'm going to lean toward the Sixers -2 and the under 217.5. All right, next contest I have for you. It is going to be a good one. I'm talking about the Celtics versus the Pacers, 7 p.m. Eastern start time. Now, the Celtics are the 1.5-point favorite at Indiana. Total's 218 flat. And if you like the Pacers to win this one outright, they're plus $1 on the money line. Catching even money there. Now, the Pacers are a perfect 3-0 straight up on the season, 3-0 against the number in those contests. Indiana scoring nearly 120 points per game and shooting 52% from the field. Domantas Sabonis is scoring over 24 points a night, 11 boards and 7 assists for the forward. And Malcolm Brogdon is also scoring over 21 points a game, 5 rebounds and 6 assists for the point guard. Brogdon's also getting a couple of steals a night as well. Now, the Pacers defensively are allowing just 106 points per contest. The Celtics on the other side are on a 2-game losing streak, 0-2 against the number in those defeats. The Celtics are giving up over 117 points per contest, and they're allowing their opponents to shoot 52% from the field. The Boston defense is also giving up 40% shooting from beyond the arc. And when it comes to the total on this one, Boston's season opener with Milwaukee got over the posted number. They also saw 6 out of their last 10 meetings with the Pacers get over the line. Meanwhile, Indiana saw 2 out of their last 3 get over the number themselves. We're going to lean toward yet another underdog. This one's a slight dog in this one. I'm going to lean toward the underdog Indiana Pacers plus 1.5 and the over 218. Next contest I have for you, it is going to be, there it is, Bulls versus the Wizards, 7 p.m. Eastern tip-off in the Capitol. The Washington Wizards are minus 6.5. Totals a rotund 237 flat. The Chicago Bulls are plus 210 for some money line cash. Now the Bulls are coming fresh off a real nice cover against Golden State. Scored 128 points in that contest. The Bulls are averaging 113 points per game thus far through 3 ball games. Zach LaVine scoring 24 points a game, 3 rebounds and a couple assists for the shooting guard. And Lauri Markkanen is also dropping 20 points a night along with 8 boards and a couple assists. They're taking on a winless Washington team who just lost their 3rd straight. And similar to last season, the Wizards are allowing 121 points per contest and failed to cover the point spread in both of their home games on the season. Now, total-wise, Washington's 2-0 to the over in their last couple of games. Chicago's 2-0 to the over in their last 2 themselves. I'm going to lean toward the underdog Chicago Bulls plus 6.5 and the over 237. All right, next contest I have for you. It is going to be Milwaukee versus Miami. And that's going to be a 7:30 p.m. Eastern start time in South Beach. The Milwaukee Bucks are minus 5.5 going to Miami. Numbers 226 flat. The Miami Heat's plus $1.80 to win it. Now, Miami's coming off an impressive 13-point victory over the Pelicans on Christmas Day. I said the other day that game made me late to Christmas dinner as I was just enjoying the the cover by Miami in that one. But anyway, the Heat shooting 51% from the field and nearly 41% from beyond the arc. Bam Adebayo scoring 21 points a game, 8 rebounds and 3 assists for the 6'9 center. And Goran Dragic is also dropping 19 a night along with 8 assists and 3 steals. They're taking on a Milwaukee squad who's coming fresh off a humiliating 20-point loss to the Knicks. The Bucks have also dropped 2 of 3 to start off their season, and they find themselves giving up 117 points per contest. Their opponents are also shooting nearly 40% from three-land. Now, total-wise, Milwaukee's 3-0 to the over thus far this season. Meanwhile, Miami saw their season opener with Orlando get over the line themselves. Give me the Miami Heat plus 5.5 in the over 226. All right, next contest I have for you. This should be a good one as well. I'm talking about the Magic versus the Thunder, 8 p.m. Eastern start time in Oklahoma City. The visiting Orlando Magic, they're minus 5.5, totals 217 and a hook. OKC's also plus 175 for an upset victory at home. Now, OKC's 2-0 against the number thus far in the season. Just 108 points per contest they're giving up. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander scoring 24 points a game, 5 rebounds, 8 assists for the guard. And Lou Dort is also scoring 21 a night along with 4 boards and a couple assists. OKC's won 8 out of their last 10 head-to-head meetings with the Magic. And speaking of Orlando, they're giving up over 113 points per contest through 3 games. Nearly 50% shooting from the field they're allowing as well. Now, total-wise, when it comes to the number in this one, Orlando's 3-0 to the over thus far in the year. Meanwhile, OKC saw their most recent outing with Utah get over the line themselves. We're going to lean toward another underdog. Give me the underdog OKC Thunder plus 5.5. The over 217 and a hook. All right, next contest I have for you. It is going to be not on our board. Am I missing it here? Oh, there it is. Nuggets versus the Kings, 10 p.m. Eastern tip. The Nuggets are the 2.5-point favorite in Sacramento. Totals 224.5. The Nuggets are scoring 118 points per contest and also shooting 49% from the field. Denver's also coming fresh off a 13-point victory over Houston, where they scored 124 total points in that contest. Nikola Jokic is scoring 24 points a game, dozen rebounds and 14 assists a night for the big man. And Jamal Murray is also dropping 18 a game, 5 boards and a couple assists for the point guard. Denver has beaten Sacramento in 7 out of their last 10 meetings. And speaking of Sacramento, they lost to Phoenix in their most recent outing. 114 points a game they're giving up thus far on the season. And when it comes to the scoring in this one, the Kings are 70% to the over in their last 10 games against Denver. Meanwhile, the Nuggets are a perfect 3-0 to the over thus far in the year themselves. Give me the Denver Nuggets minus 2.5 away from home and the over 224 and a hook. All right, next contest I have for you, it is going to be Pelicans versus the Suns. 10 p.m. Eastern start time in the desert. The Suns are minus 2.5, number 222 flat. The Pelicans are plus $1.20 for some money line cash. New Orleans has failed to cover the number in their last 2 straight contests, and one of those failures was a 13-point embarrassment on Christmas Day to the Miami Heat. The Pelicans were actually held to just 98 points scoring in that contest. And as a matter of fact here, the Pelicans are averaging just 103 points per contest through 3 games. They're taking on a Suns team who gives up just 102 points per contest, and they're holding their opponents to just 28% shooting from downtown. The Suns are coming fresh off a solid 16-point victory over Sacramento, and they've won 2 of 3 to start off the 2021 campaign. Phoenix also successfully covered the number in 2 out of those 3 ball games. Now, Devin Booker is scoring 23 points a game, 4 rebounds, and a couple of steals a night for the guard. Meanwhile, Mikal Bridges is also scoring over 16 points a night, 6 boards, and a couple of blocks a game for the 6'6 forward from Villanova. Now, total-wise, when it comes to the number in this one, Phoenix is 3-0 to the under thus far in the season. New Orleans is also 3-0 to the under themselves. I'm going to lean toward the Phoenix Suns minus 2.5 and the under 222. And with that, guys, we're going to dive into our next and final matchup for the show. It is going to be Timberwolves versus the Clippers, and that's going to be a 10 p.m. Eastern tip-off in Los Angeles. The Clippers are minus 10 with the total at 227.5. LA's 2-1 straight up on this season, 2-1 against the number in those contests. Paul George is scoring 24 points a game for Los Angeles, 4 boards and 5 assists for the shooting guard. Meanwhile, Serge Ibaka is also scoring over 14 points a night along with 6 rebounds. Kawhi Leonard is, he's aloof, and you never really know when he's going to suit up or not, which is super annoying, but aloof. Gotta love that. Where he is aloof, though. He's aloof, and you never know when he's going to play. But anyway, LA's taking on a Minnesota squad who was just blasted by the Lakers by 36 points. The T-Wolves are scoring just 106 points a night and shooting a piddly 28% from three-land. Now, total-wise, the T-Wolves are 3-0 to the under thus far this season. Clippers are officially 1-0 to the under as the home team themselves. Give me the LA Clippers minus 10 and the under 227.5 in that game. And with that, guys, we're going to dive into our quick pick recap. Once again, brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage, where we are 5-1 in our last 6 extra daily picks on that site. And if you want to access today's extra daily pick, it's only going to cost you just $2.99. I like the Pistons plus 4.5 over 226. I also like the Sixers minus 2 under 217 and a hook. I like the Pacers plus 1.5 over 218. I'm also leaning toward the Bulls plus 6.5 over 237. I like the Miami Heat plus 5.5 over 226. I also like the OKC Thunder plus 5.5 over 217 and a hook. I'm leaning toward Denver minus 2.5 over 224 and a hook. I also like the Phoenix Suns minus 2.5 under 222. And last but certainly not least, please give this video a thumbs up right now if you enjoyed it by smashing that like button. And if you haven't done so already, please feel free to hit that subscribe button below as well. I like the LA Clippers minus 10 and the under 227.5. All right, guys, let's go ahead and dive into some shout-outs. And from our YouTube platform, shout out to Barkham Hood, Daniel Brown, Kevin Taylor, Vernon Williard, Bo Dunn, Trevino Sloan, Saw Sensei Master Drip Lord. Also want to give a shout out to Iny Shepard, Calico Jones, and last but certainly not least, got to give a shout out to my friend Rocco from Rocco's Pizzeria. I believe they are in western Pennsylvania, if my memory serves me correct. I think it's a Pittsburgh suburb pizzeria. But anyway, shout out to Rocco's Pizzeria. Always good to see you in the comments section. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on Patreon. If you guys decide to get a package here today, just keep in mind we'll bill you the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. Also got to remind you, if you end up buying a package here today, just keep in mind you'll get all the lesser expensive packages absolutely free, included with your purchase. But most importantly, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, happy Tuesday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage.